Okay, and today I'm going to go through Lab 2 and some of the submission requirements. I'm also going to show you another website you can get all the answer keys for all the lab assignments. So if you go to the course website, scroll down, there's a new one here, answer keys. You click this link, it should take you to this website. So all the lab assignment, all the sample solutions will be posted here. So you're always welcome to come here. And so right now it's lab 1. I will release that after everyone has submitted. But this one, for lab 1, I already provide you the source code. So there's no, you don't need to wait. But starting from lab 2, I will release the answer keys after everyone have submitted the assignment. So, but if you want to see before it's released, you can talk to me. After you submit it, you can, if you want to see, you can talk to me. So you'll be here. I will not announce it every week. You just, after I finish the grading, if there deduct any points, you come back to check the sample solutions. Also keep in mind, there's a technical not really answer key. It's just one of the solutions that actually works. It might not be the most efficient, it might not be the best, but at least it's something you can see as a reference. You're welcome if you find out something like way better, way faster, more efficient. Talk to me. I can incorporate your answer keys. But so lab 1 all the way to lab 10 will be here. And so today we don't have quiz. We'll start having quiz next week. Okay, because the first 2 weeks we don't have a cover a lot yet, and all the answer keys will be under here. And like I said, if you need some extra time, let me know, but don't wait late for too long, okay? Otherwise, I cannot release answer keys to the class. So here's the answer keys, and then the second one here, I posted lab 2. We haven't covered it yet, but you can go to the course website. On the left side here, I added another one, submission instructions. If you click here, I don't know why it's not. I probably need to update the link. It's not supposed to be. It should be like full width. Anyway, so here, this is the submit instruction. I think let me try go this way. Let me go to the labs, and then open this one here. So it's the same. Basically just the document. So here, starting from lab 2, I want you to submit the link to your notebook and also some of the screenshots. So mostly your notebook, because I can see, I can run your code if something is wrong, and also some of the output. So usually it will be the link and then maybe couple maps, couple screenshots. So the map, the link will like this. So let me show you like step by step. So this is very important. One thing that you need to do is make sure the link is accessible. So in the past, sometimes students submit a link and then I cannot open because I don't have permission to view the link. So you need to make sure that you follow the step here, and I'm going to go through that step by step today so that you know exactly what I'm asking for. So go to the lab assignments, and let me go to the course website. And so whenever you start working on the lab, just come to the course website and then scroll down here, find whatever lab assignment that you need to do. For example, lab 2 is new, and this is the documentation. So all you need to do is just go here and then click collab. So because this website actually is a Google Jupyter notebook, so if you click notebook collect, then it's open up. Okay, so this is where is the notebook, and what you need to do is actually to maybe file and then save a copy in Drive. Okay, so you save this one to your Drive so you can work on this, or you can download this one to a computer. So there are 2 ways you can do that. First is copy to Google Drive and then just work your assignment on Google Drive. Second way is to download this one to your computer and then you can work on your local computer. But after you finish, you just upload the notebook to Google Drive and then you share the link. Okay, so I'm going to show you both ways. First way, I'm just going to save a copy in Google Drive. Then it's going to save a copy to Google Drive. If you want to find out where it is, it's basically if you open your Google Drive here, and there should be a folder, yellow color, says collab notebooks. If you copy something, all the notebook by default will come to here. So take a look at this one. So copy of lab 2. This is where the notebook has been copied to. Okay, so under the collab notebook, And then, so here, if you want, you can change the name. So I can change the name, remove. I usually I don't like the copy of something. So just change it to lab 2. Then you here can start working, okay? And then you can import, for example, right? This is a code block, import OS, all enter. You can basically, you can run the notebook, everything here. You should be able to just install the packages. Like I said, the downside is that you have to install the packages every time when you open the notebook. If you close it, it's gone. But if you work on a local computer, it's only once. And so after that, for example, after you finish everything, you have the map, you have everything. Then before you go to submit, just click this button, share, okay? And from here, click this one, restricted, anyone with the link, okay? So basically, you can also do this one, but still I need to log into my account. But usually I would just go with this one, anyone with the link, and then copy this link and then submit. That's it. So make sure that you test this link. Usually you can just open the incognito window and then just paste the link. So if the link opens without need login information, that you are good. If you're asking for some permission, then I cannot read it. Okay, so if I can open, I can try it out. I can download this one to a computer. I can test it. So if something goes wrong, without this one, if you just submit the screenshot, if the screenshot is wrong, then you want to take a log for points off. But if you have the source code, if only 1 or 2 lines missing, then you're not going to lose a lot of points. So make sure that you submit the link. So screenshot all the links, both of them. And this is what I'm asking for. So this is what you need to submit. Are we clear? So this is the first way, is the working on Google directly on Google Colab. The second way would be just file and then download IPYNB, okay? And so you can save to whatever folder on your computer. And I would say maybe B, whatever, I save a file name. Then you can open using Visual Studio Code or Jupyter Notebook, and then you start working on that. After you finish, you just upload the link back to Google Drive. So here, I assume that you have finished this one on your computer. Then I can come back to Google Drive again. Okay. So what you can do is upload this one back here, or you can create another folder, whatever you like. But pay attention here. This is also very important. If you notice, I upload the file IPYNB, and this is the previous one I just copied. Now this is one I upload. So on the left side here, you will see the icon. So the icons are different. Okay. So this one means when you create on the web interface, when you open, it can recognize it's already a Google Colab, so it opens directly. But for this one, it doesn't. Okay. So you can open, but you might need to save a new copy, because otherwise, if you just for example, you just right click and then share, and then right click anyone with the link, then you copy the link, and if you test it, it will look like this. It's not going to open as a Google Colab. I don't know why it's spinning for so long. So what you need to do is, after you upload the book, you see, it looks like this. So I cannot see the source code. Okay. So if you download this one, the notebook, to work on your computer, don't share it like this way. So when you upload, and make sure you double click to open it in as a Google Colab, and then you save that one again as a Google Colab notebook. So it's kind of a, so like here, and then I save the notebook again. With this, if you come back to here, it should show up quickly, right? So now you see the icon like Colab. What you need to do is to share this one. So when you upload, and after that, you can just simply delete this one. Okay, and you can change the name if you like. So here, when you open it, and when you share the link again, I can open it directly. Okay, so share, and then unrestricted, anyone with the link, copy, done. And then always make sure you test it in a incognito window. So now you should be able to see the source code, right? And then I can see the source code, I can see the map, something like that. Are we clear? So for lab 2, if you did not submit correctly, I will give you like one-time courtesy starting from lab 3. If you submit the link doesn't work, I will take points off. So you will learn the lesson when I take the points off. But this is exactly what I'm looking for. So the link and also the image. I meant to make it very clear. When I'm trying to do the grading, the more time you take me to grade your assignment, the fewer points you're gonna get. So you should make it clear when I see, okay, good, done. If I need to run the code and test it and then try to see what's going on, then no, it's you are taking too much time. Then it's not good. Okay, so you should focus on make it easier for other people to use it and also for me to grade. And so all the assignments should be straightforward. Should not take you too much time. And if you're taking hours, then something is wrong. So you need to talk to me. Are we clear? So these are all the lab assignment. For all the feature assignment, you'll be like this. I want the notebook. I want the link. And for all the sample solutions, if you, again, I will go to the sample solution here. You might notice I don't provide the notebook, okay? I provide the HTML. You're welcome to copy and paste. So what I recommend is that you actually type the source code. Don't just copy, paste, copy, paste. Unless you're really good, you understand everything, it's fine. But if a beginner, it's good to just test the code and then figure things out, okay? And if something goes wrong, you know how to fix it. So do programming, you need to do a lot of debugging and coding and before you really know what's how to do that. So for lab 2, if you see from the link here, it's pretty much similar to the first one, except now I'm using Geemap. So we're starting from this step, we are going to use Geemap exclusively until we get to PostGIS. So Geemap allows you to visualize, analyze big data. For today, we're not going to cover that. Today, we're just going to show you how to get started, how to use it, and how to create a map. So all the functionality, most of those we use in LeafMap, you can do the same thing in Geemap, okay? But the interface might look a bit different. So you see now we have this like allows you to, if you click the button, you can close it. You can also hide this one, okay? You will try it out when you have that. So let me come back to here. You can use the same source code, just like what we did in lab 1, okay? Except just replace LeafMap anywhere with LeafMap with Geemap. And also the logo, okay? I want the Geemap logo, not the LeafMap, okay? So for lab 2, don't submit the LeafMap, any other images except this one, okay? Because I want you to experiment with other stuff. So, and the Geemap logo, if you want to use it, I also put the link in here. So you can simply open this link. All you need is to paste the, but it need to be direct link. If you right click here, on the lower left corner here, on the address bar, it's show the URL. So you can just maybe right click, copy link or address, and then you can replace that one in lab 1, okay? Some of you already did that in lab 1, perfect. Then you just change it to whatever, but try to use something different. And also here you can customize with your whatever you like, left and right. So it's the same assignment, should not take you more than 5 minutes, but using Geemap, you need to authenticate. So we're gonna quickly go through how we can authenticate Google Earth Engine. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. So this is kind of how you get started. For beginners, sometimes you are confused, like, well, how do I get started? So this is what we're gonna do today, is to here on the left side, we're gonna quickly go through creating interactive maps, okay? So introduction to Google Earth Engine and Geemap, you can read through that if you want, but we already cover all the installation and how to upgrade the packages. So you should, right now, you should have the environment, G conda environment ready to go. Then we can start creating maps. But before we do that, we need to actually authenticate. So if you click 11.7, this is where all the steps. So let me ask you, how many of you have authenticated Google Earth Engine for Python? 1, 2, 3, 4 already? Oh, okay, good. So more than half. But for those of you who haven't, I'm going to show you step by step. And this is also important to understand. So although you are using the Google Earth Engine using Geemap, but every time you are connecting to the Google Earth Engine server, you need to authenticate and also so-called initialize a section. So authenticate basically allows Earth Engine to access your account information. Basically just like you're logging into Gmail. And section means is when you open the browser, you're connecting to something, you are using basically some bandwidth. And then if you open another one, so Google thinks it's free for research, education, and non-profit, but they don't want people to abuse them. So think about if you're processing a large area and you open like 1,000 browsers and then on 1,000 computer and trying to use your account, it's not going to work. So Google thinks it has a limit of 5 concurrent sections, 5 concurrent. So basically means you can use your account and you can do processing simultaneously on 5 things. So if you're connecting to that, you are basically initialize your connection to that. So you cannot eat 5 fries all day at the same time. Okay, so that's just too much. Your mouse doesn't fit. It doesn't allow you. So and what we're going to do is to authenticate, and then you make sure that you need to go through the step to create a Google Cloud project. So if you don't have one, you won't be able to do that. So next, I'm gonna show you how to do that. So if you want, I can show you, for example, click the, we can click the second one. Okay, so create interactive maps. Then I'm going to show you how to do that in Google Colab. So I'm going to open, close all other tabs. And then from here, just click the Colab button. Of course, you can do that on your local computer. So on Google Colab, like I said, every time you need to install the packages. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So when I open, and so here, there's pip install py.js. Py.js basically includes Geemap and Leafmap and so many optional dependencies. You can just install Geemap. It's fine for this lab, but later on when we cover more stuff, you might want to use this package. So this package basically include more stuff, more packages. The idea is that you only need to install one packages and then you have all the dependencies. So if you want to really want to see, you can just py.jshub.org. So this is a package that I created, and you can see some of the dependency in here, Gmap, Leafmap, and some of the so-called optional. But you don't have to do that. So all you can do, I can just simply change to pip install Gmap. That's it, and then Control/. Okay, and then just Shift Enter. Okay, run anyway. So %sign install Gmap. If you're doing that on your local computer, you should already create a contact environment, so you don't need to. But on Google Colab, anytime if you want to call some system command, you need to have the %sign at the beginning. But I think if you remove it, it will also work because it knows that you're trying to install packages. But if you're trying to, for example, list what directory or something, let me show you here. You understand what I'm talking about. So this is, like I said, Google Colab under the hood is a Linux computer. So you can run Linux command. So here I will just type ls. Right? Is if the command exists, it will show you, but you should also be able to just run a %sign ls. It should get the same result. But if you put a %sign, it doesn't have the curvy lines at beneath the command, right? So in here, you see this one. So although because it's kind of intelligent, it knows that you actually a system command, but like I said, it's recommended to have to make it more explicit. So if you put a %sign, it means you are running a system command. That's why we have here a %sign and then pip install or something like that. If you look at this one, everything looks good. There's no error message. If you see any, sometimes if you install any packages, it shows some like warning here. As you can restart the kernel, then you restart. Otherwise, I can just maybe clear the output. That's it. So starting from here, this is where we start importing the packages. So you just run this one. See, there's no error. And this is where you actually authenticate and initialize. Okay, so you need to do that every time you're working on Google Colab. All we need to do is just click run. And this is a bit annoying because you need to log into your account and then check the boxes. But if you do it locally, you don't have to. So I'll show you locally how to do that. But for now, just click the link. Okay, and it's gonna ask you blah blah blah. So here, for your account, right now I'm using a UTK because I already have the cloud project. But for your personal account, so here, make sure that you choose a project. So do you see a project somewhere on there? Do you have a project? If you have one, you're good. If not, there should be, for example, choose project, and here create a cloud project. So if it is you don't have any projects, then you create a new cloud project, and you don't need any organization. You're using a personal account, and then from here just choose any name you like. And this one is kind of important, so try to make it unique, but don't make it very long. So make it kind of short. Usually it's EE hyphen and then the name of your Gmail account. Okay, so it's kind of unique ID. You cannot use the same one if other people have choose this name. So E something, it doesn't have to be E, you can remove it if you don't like. But so the convention will be E under hyphen, and then your username, and then just click select. Then you should be able to create a cloud project. You might need to check the boxes to confirm the settings. Again, if you need more information, go to the chapter here, authentication, and 11.7. So here show you step by step how you can create a cloud project and how you can authenticate. Okay, since I already have the cloud project here, ebook, then I can just create so-called generate token. So a token allows Google Sensei to save a basically create a credential. So you can think about a token is kind of a one-time temporary passcode to access your account without having to enter your username and password. Okay, so if I click select your account, and then just select allow. From there, here's the authorization code. So this is basically the token. Then you copy this one, okay, and come back to the notebook here. In this text box, Control V, hit enter, and it should say successfully save authorization token. So now that means the token has been saved to the Google Colab, and with that, now we can just run the code. So I can quickly show you here. I can create a map and then display the map. So if you are able to see the map, you are good to go. If you cannot see the map, that means you cannot, your Gmap is not authenticated. Okay, and then from here now you can, you can do the same thing. You can do it just like whatever you do in, for example, in, let me show you here in lab 1, right? Okay, I'm not supposed to show you, but anyway, this is like, for example, for lab 2, I can come back to here. I can add a new code block. Maybe I can create a new one. Okay, there's already a map in here, but the same. So I'm gonna come here, do this, and then because if you have already authenticated, now all you need is change this one, so it should work out of the box. So all the functions that this map should also be supported in Gmap. So take a look. No, the token is after close it, it's gone. It's destroyed. Yeah. Every time if you open a new notebook, you need to authenticate, copy the token, and then enter. It's the same procedure. Right? Are we done with the Gmap? You just need to change this one. Okay, so here, this is the, I don't want you to use this icon, so I'm gonna go back to here, lab 2. And then, so I'm gonna just copy, right click, copy the URL, come back to here, and then change it to whatever you like. Okay, on it. See? The difference is that right now you have this one, you can hide it. So if it's taking too much space, I can hide the icon. You can also change the logo or the icon if you want. So everything is through the function parameters. But so if I hover my mouse on these lines, you will see it changes. But now this is has nothing to do with Google's engine yet. It's just like create a base map, allows you to change stuff. And also here, I can maybe change this one, and I can open here, click, and I can change the base map to whatever base map you like. Okay, so I can do maybe how about, what else? Stalemate toner, for example. Take a look. Does it look similar to what I have on lab 2? Or it's different? But anyway, you can just exploit it. There are tons of pages may allow you to change. So and then just do whatever you want, and then also change the name here. Then you're done, right? So ideally it should be 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Then you're done. Then just copy the link, share the link, submit it, take a screenshot. Also, if you're taking a screenshot, make sure that you just take a screenshot of this map area. Okay, try to be professional. I would not recommend taking your whole computer screen. Okay, if I'm just asking the map, you just the map. So if you don't know what tool to use, so Windows has a snipping tool, so you can just copy this one, and then just for example here, create a new screen, and then it should be just drag and drop. Okay, copy, and then it should be saved somewhere here. Then save this file to your computer, upload it, then you're done. Okay, so this is essentially what lab 2 is about. It should be very easy, and starting from lab 3, it's going to take you more time. Okay, so definitely more than 5 minutes, but like I said, be prepared. So we need to move very you do level up very quickly. So and so this is about lab 2 and how to authenticate. And so next I'm going to show you how we can actually do it locally, because on a local computer you only need to authenticate once. Okay, so I'm going to maybe download this notebook to my computer, but I would usually recommend you just pull the latest one to your computer. So now I'm going to use download notebook. Okay, and then save this one here, for example, to my computer. Then you can, there are two ways you can do that. So you can either use Visual Studio Code, or you can use Jupyter Lab. So either way is fine. I'm going to show you how to use Jupyter Lab first. So right click here, open, and open in terminal. Okay, so usually the first step is to activate the Conda environment, and then you can type Jupyter Lab. So here at Conda, okay, activate G, you just hit tab, hit enter. Because we already have Geemap installed. Sometimes if something is broken, there's some bugs. If I fix that, you can just update the packages. So right now we haven't started yet, but I can see if there's anything we need to update. So I can just Mamba update Geemap -c Honda first. Okay, so this allows you to update the package. If there's any recent release, you can update to the latest one. You don't have to do it all the time. It's just like maybe every couple of weeks or a month or two, and then try to update to the latest version if something goes wrong. If it's taking too long, okay, it's searching the packages. So this is the way you update the packages. So Mamba update, or you can pip install. The other way is like just pip install like this. So let me show you. Honda activate GE, and you can also do this way to update. So pip install -u, uppercase U, and then the name of the package. So this one, if Mamba doesn't work, you use the pip, but pip install is not recommended because it's a mixing tool. Pip doesn't deal with the dependency conflict. So usually I would recommend just use Gmap, but it's a bit slow because the recording video is taking too much resources on my computer. And yeah, I will let you do. So here, after you finish installation, then just type Jupyter Space Lab. Then just open Jupyter Lab on your computer. Then we can start doing authentication. And I want to show you quickly where actually the token is being stored on your computer, and why you don't need to authenticate every time. So it's actually here right now. If you open, if you already used Google Authenticating before, you already authenticated, you should be able to find a file under your C drive, and then under your user directory, users, your name, and then there should be a folder. So it might be hidden, but you should be have see the folder under your directory .config. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see it. And then from there, you should be able to see the other one, Earth Engine folder. And this is the one, okay? So this is where if you authenticate it on your computer, it's going to save this file on your computer. If this file is deleted, then you need to re-authenticate it. So don't share this one with other people. This is basically has the credentials to your, it's not your username and password, but it's a so-called authorization token that can connect to your account. So if somebody have access to this file, they can manipulate your Auth account, they can delete your stuff. They can basically use your account to do stuff. And it's a plain text file. You can open it if you want. I'm not going to open it because people want to get access to my account. So here, I'm going to delete it and I'm going to show you when I authentic again, it's going to generate this file. So if basically when you are connecting with Geemap, you are doing that, it's going to find the file under this file path. If it cannot find it, it will ask you to authenticate. If this is already there, then it doesn't have to authenticate. So this is why Google collect. Every time you close, all the files will be gone. Okay. So here, I'm now open and I'm going to go into my downloads directory. So for example, here, right, I'm just going to open the second notebook that I just using here. And again, you don't have to install this again, okay? So you can directly go to, I can directly just run this one here, import Gmap. And then when you're trying to create a map, if the credentials cannot be found on your computer, it's going to ask you to authenticate. So take a look at here. I import Gmap and now I'm trying to map.gmap.map. So take a look, right? It's actually automatically open link because the file doesn't exist, the credentials. Then you need to do that one more time, right? If this is the first time you're doing it on computer. So generate token and then select your email, click allow. And so here, copy, come back and paste. So I'm going to show you one more time here, right? Now it's empty. And if you hit enter, okay, successfully save authorization token and you come back again, you see here. So this is new file authenticate. And next time, if I'm trying to do that, it won't ask me again, okay? So I can say import Gmap and then gmap.map. It's just pass through, okay? And then can display the map. So when you call gmap.map, it's going to authenticate automatically. If it needs to be authenticated, we ask you. Otherwise, you will just, so I can restart the kernel, right? Restart the runtime. So we'll run again. Click the button. It should just, right? It's done. So Gmap, different from DeepMap, you want to have an icon here on the left, upper left, and also icon another one in the upper right. So this allows you to use some of the interactive tools. We'll cover it starting from next week, but oh, it's not broken. I saw it's broken. Anyway, so here, right, I can, the big laggy in here, but this allows you to use all the tools. So we cover some of those in the future. All right, so this is how you authenticate. And make sure that you tried it today. Otherwise, you won't be able to do anything starting from next week. So you need to make sure that your account is ready, authenticated, and set it up on your local computer, and also try it on Google Colab. Okay, so both of the ways you can work on that, but usually recommend using on your local computer. So this is opening using Jupyter Lab. You can do that and then finish, upload the notebook to Google Colab, and then share the link and submit the link. Okay. So the next way is you can use Visual Studio Code, and it's the same thing. So I'm gonna come to my downloads directory, right click, open, open with code, and then same. So open the notebook. So usually I work using Visual Studio Code because you have auto completion and also have GitHub Copilot, so you can write code much faster. Jupyter Lab doesn't have those functionality, but you can use either one. So I'm gonna clear the output, and then I'm gonna come back to here. And so similarly, I can directly run this code block. So here, run it. And okay, it's asking me to run into access collab, but I'm not going to do it. So also make sure that you select the contact environment that you have. Is this the one? Oh, but this one doesn't have Geemap in there. So I'm gonna click here and then select the G contact environment that we created. So select the second one, and then here. Probably just downloading a lot of stuff. But you should be able to just switch to the Gmap contact environment, and then you can run it. I'm not sure why it's doing all the stuff here. Let me Control S. Save. It's connecting to all the plugin. Cancel. Run this one. Control S. Yeah, it's not responding. Anyway, we can wait for a couple of seconds, and so hopefully it will show up. If it's spinning here up right, that means it's still connecting to the kernel, and it might not work. Okay, let me try it again. Open it up. So Visual Studio Code certainly takes more resources compared to Jupyter Lab just in the browser. So this one, sometimes if you don't have enough resources, it might take a while to open it up. But if I stop the recording, it should be much faster. Here, it's opening and it's still running. It's not take this long, so you can restart it and I'll restart the kernel. Hopefully it will work. It's 1 to 2 seconds. It's not take more than 10 seconds. Did any of you get to see the result? Okay, it's coming. It's like taking a bit longer, but it's just because it's loading all the extensions in here. But this is that, right? I don't have to authenticate again. It's only doing once, and then you can play with it. You can hide this. So the reason for this is sometimes you're taking too much space. You can hide it, and you can actually deploy this on the web, so allow anyone to access your stuff. Right now we are only running it on local computer. But later on, when we have time, I will cover how you can actually deploy the stuff. So anyone just go to the URL, they can try it out without having to have a Google Search Engine account. Questions? So here is the basic one, and you can also change the base map. So there are two ways you can change the base map. One way is to do it interactively. So if you click the toolbar and then click the first row, second row, first column. So you click this icon, and here you can switch to any base map you like. There's some of the things you can choose from. For example, Esri National Geographic map, right? But you try to choose the one that matches the color of this. And besides changing the base map interactively, if you scroll down to the bottom here, there's another base map. This one here. So you can actually change base map by just calling this function map.addBaseMap, and then just the name is the one you select from the drop-down list. So anything from the drop-down list, you can just add to that. So let me come back to here, right? And you will see this one, map.basemap, and this is the default, the one that we use in that one, but you can change to anything. So I can see here, open topo map, right? And if I run again, it will load the open topo map by default. So you can change to basically customize the base map to whatever you like, right? So now I have this one. Again, it's the name of all the base map. Oops. Let's just start. So the base map can be anything that you see from the drop-down list. You can add multiple base map if you like. So let me restart it, see if it works. So this lecture is pretty easy. Just create authenticate, create a map, and then train some base map, load some data, add some images if you like. And starting from next week, we're going to start with Google Engine, and really want to start dealing with geospatial data, big data, raster data, vector data. So those are really the power of cloud computing. So we're going to get to that next week. So make sure that you go through what we talk about today. And if you're having issues with authentication, talk to me. If you're already good to go, then perfect. Just finish the lab and then submit it. Then we can, if you want to prepare. So next we're going to cover here, starting from this chapter. So 13 here, using Earth Engine data. So we go through some of the concepts about cloud and how to manage those cloud data. And also you're welcome to check the schedule, see where we are. I think right now we're still on track. So if you look at the schedule, getting started with Earth Engine, and then using Earth Engine data, so will be next week, and local data. Also, I recommend, if you have time, try to look at the Earth Engine documentation. We covered some of those next week, but the code editor, the documentation, and also the data set. And Earth Engine has over 80 petabyte of data here. And this is what we're going to talk about next week. Okay, so that's all for today. And I will see you next week. Enjoy your weekend. Okay.